welcome to tonight's capstone presentation. This presentation will ultimately lead you to answer a question. Are you a psychopath? This term has been used and abused by the media from news reports to Hollywood movies. This term is often misrepresented and therefore misunderstood by the unknowing public. Tonight's presentation will clarify what defines a psychopath and will give you the necessary tools to be able to make educated observations of those around you. A psychiatrist named Herbie Cleckley made a step in understanding psychopathy by listing down common characteristics amongst patients he studied that were diagnosed with this personality disorder. Through personal experience, he discovered 16 common characteristics in which each patient has displayed. Although his list is quite accurate, it still lacks scientific evidence that prove these qualities to be considered valid amongst the medical community, thus making it used for observational purposes only. Later on, a man named Robert Hare, also a psychiatrist, made his own list based off of Cleckley's list and not only had 20 characteristics, but has scientific evidence to proving these measures and made a test to diagnose psychopathic patients. This test is known as the PCLR test and is the golden standard diagnosing patients with psychopathy disorder. Now that we know a little bit of how psychopathy has been defined and everything, we would now find out what it is and look over some statistics. Psychopathy is a condition in which a person only cares for themselves. They have a lack of emotions, empathy, insight, and capability of love, and they fail to learn from experience. However, these people live amongst us and seem normal to us. However, they will eventually show their true colors because they fail to learn from experience. A point to note is not all psychopaths are killers. In fact, a study shows that 1 in 10 managers are considered psychopaths. And furthermore, the prison population has 15 to 25% of people in prison that are considered psychopaths. As shocking as these estimates are, the evidence does present an astonishing thought. How many people in your lifetime have you met that could be considered psychopaths, and are you included in the estimated population of the psychopaths? In the pamphlets handed to you, you will see a list of 16 characteristics designed by Herbie Cleckley, and this list can be used as a tool to be able to identify psychopathic traits and within yourself and other people. Now that you know a little bit about it, we can now proceed with the presentation. Thank you and enjoy.
Hello, and welcome to tonight's episode of The Psycho Zone. Tonight's episode represents an absent part of the imagination. It's called reality. Psychopaths exist everywhere. 1% of the world's population is infested with this disease. That's 71 million people. They could be sitting right next to you as you sit and watch this presentation. A couple of characteristics that come to mind are lack of remorse or shame, superficial charm, and great intelligence. Don't forget their incapability of love. These are all, of course, on the pamphlets that were handed to you. Now you have to ask yourself, are you one of these people? I'll let the show do that for you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chuck Benny, and I'll be your host for the evening. Welcome to the dating game. Let's meet our contestants. Contestant number 1 is Mr. Richard McAllister from New York, New York. He's a successful businessman and entrepreneur with a multinational corporation. He enjoys work, and more work. Contestant number 2 is Mr. Eddie Wallace from Atlanta, Georgia. Eddie's a professional pool player and outlaw biker with a soft spot for puppies. Contestant number 3 is Mr. Clay Ringwald. In the last year, he's been a garbage man, taxidermist, and Apple Store genius. He's currently unemployed, but says he enjoys skulking in his spare time. All right. Let's go ahead and meet our bachelorette. Ms. Rhonda Gillespie is a 28-year-old bartender from Hollywood, California, who hopes to one day be the next Lucille Ball. How you doing, Rhonda?
Well, Chuck, I'm excited to be here.
We're excited to have you.
I've been having the worst luck with guys lately. My last Craigslist date was a complete disaster. He kept wanting to talk about being alone. It's like, really, I'm right here. The guy before that was a total liar. He kept telling me he was on the last Apollo mission. It's like all I meet are psychopaths.
It really sounds like you're checking off Fleckley's list, Rhonda.
Yeah, it's like you're reading my mind. Do you have a girlfriend?
I am happily married. However, I'm sure one of our gentlemen will be happy to take you on your next date. Are you ready to meet them?
Yes.
All right, great. Contestant number 1, say hi to Rhonda.
Well, hello, Rhonda. It truly is my pleasure to meet a woman with such beauty on her lips.
All right, great. Contestant number 2, say hello.
Howdy, man. Good to meet you.
And contestant number 3, say hello to Rhonda.
Do you have a cigarette?
Unresponsiveness in general interpersonal relations?
Check off checklist straight 12, Rhonda.
Yes.
Oh. All right, so remember, we can't ask them their names, ages, income, or occupation. Everything else is fair game.
Okay.
All right, let's have some fun.
All right, contestant number 1. I'm a little nervous here. First time on television. Are you nervous?
Absolutely not. You know, I've been sued more times than I care to count. I never get nervous on the stand.
Never?
Never.
Trait 4.
Trait 3, absence of nervousness. But you were close. So, contestant number 2. What's the worst lie you've ever told?
Oh, heck. I tell you I never lied, but then I'd be a liar. I guess I told my doctor I quit eating bacon, but we all know that's not true.
I love bacon.
Right, I mean, come on, Doc. We all gotta live a little.
Sounds really honest, Rhonda. Does that take the psychopathic path?
According to trait 4, it sure does, Truck. Untruthfulness and insincerity are key psychopathic trait. So, contestant number 3. We finished our first date and you've walked me to my door. What's your next line?
Does your neighbor work evenings?
Wait, are you asking me that now, or is that your line?
Do you have a cigarette? Are you sure?
Poor judgment and failure to learn from experiences, Rhonda. Fleckley's trait 8.
Trait 8, Chuck.
Trait 8. All right, folks, we're going to take a brief break. We'll be right back with more of our dating game.
Hi, I'm John Magenta, filling in tonight for Ron Burgundy. You're tuned into channel 3.14. We have breaking news regarding the FBI's most wanted, number 2 on the list. We are about to go live to a press conference in Washington, D.C. Thanks for tuning in. I'm John Magenta. We'll have more date. Now back to your scheduled broadcasting.
All right, folks, welcome back to our dating game. Once again, I'm Mr. Chuck Benny, here with Rhonda Gillespie, who's in search of our perfect man.
Or at least not the worst. Am I right, ladies?
All right, so we're back with contestant number 1, Rhonda.
So, contestant number 1. You and I are on a romantic dinner together, and the waitress keeps giving you googly eyes and winking. What do you do?
Oh, Rhonda, if you could see me, you wouldn't blame her. I'd probably just slip her my number while you were powdering your nose in the ladies' room.
Wait, you do realize you're on television here, right? You do want to win.
My sweet Rhonda, you can't put the sun or the stars in a jar. Everybody has to appreciate their beauty.
Wow, Chuck. Can you move on?
Contestant number 1's pathologic egocentricity. Got your word there, Rhonda?
That's trait 9. Can you say psychopath?
But let's move on.
So, contestant number 2. You and I are on the boardwalk eating ice cream cones when I lean in delicately to sample some of your chocolate ice cream. Some suddenly drips onto my blouse. What should I do?
Oh, shoot, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
No, it's okay.
No, I'll buy you a new blouse, I swear.
Doesn't sound like a lack of shame or remorse there, Rhonda.
According to trait 6, it sure doesn't. He's looking socially acceptable. So, contestant number 3. You and I have had a little too much to drink, so we're taking a cab back to my place. We stop at a local convenience store so you can finally get cigarettes. What else do you pick up for an evening at my place?
I'd pick up a bottle of wine,
Okay.
some marshmallows,
Ooh.
4D batteries,
Huh?
a Garfield calendar,
What?
a Frisbee,
What?
and some Funyuns.
What?
Whoa, we'll be right back after these messages.
Hello, I'm Agent Porter with the FBI. These are my colleagues here. We're here to discuss the FBI's most wanted number 2 on the list. If you have any questions, please ask it now.
Agent Porter! Agent Porter!
Who is the suspect that you're looking for?
The suspect is a white male, approximately 5'9", 160 pounds. We do not have any other information at that time.
Agent Porter. Angela Mason with the U.S. Press. Did you get in contact with his family?
I'm not allowed to disclose that at this time.
Agent Porter.
Is he dangerous?
For the most part, he is not dangerous as we know of.
Agent
Porter.
Yes.
What has he done?
As of right now, as a list of crimes he has done, it has been fraud, grand theft auto, embezzlement, and money laundering.
Agent Porter.
Yes.
Agent Porter. Is he a gambler?
We do not have that information right now.
Agent Porter.
Yes.
Where was his last location?
Last known location that we have right now is he was spotted at a gas station right on the border of Nevada and California, probably headed west. If you have any information, please feel free to contact the support line at 1-800-555-1263. Thank you.
Agent Porter.
No more questions at this time. Thank you.
Hey, get back here. Agent Porter.
I have a question. Agent Porter.
And we're back. So Rhonda, contestant number 3 sounds to be suffering from Cleckley's trait number 13. Fantastic and uninvited behavior with drink.
Fantastic and uninvited is an understatement if I've ever heard one, Chuck.
I certainly agree. Well, I'll tell you what, it's time to make a decision. Which one of these fine gentlemen will be taking you out on your next date?
Let's see. Definitely not contestant number 3. I mean, 4D batteries and some Funyuns? Why don't you just cue up the banjo music and squeal like a pig? Contestant number 1 seems really hot for himself, but he does sound cute. I don't know. No cute butt can make up for that many checks on Cleckley's list of psychopathic traits. I think I'm going to go with contestant number 2. He seems polite and mature. Definitely not a psychopath.
Well, that sounds like a good choice. But first, let's meet the gentleman you didn't pick. Contestant number 1 is Mr. Richard McAllister from New York, New York. Successful entrepreneur who enjoys work, and more work. Contestant number 3.
McAllister.
Put your hand out. Contestant number 3. Contestant number 3. All right, so I guess let's meet our winner. Contestant number 2 is Mr. Eddie Wallace from Atlanta, Georgia, who statistically speaking is not a psychopath. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is our dating game. Thank you for coming out. We just have one more reader.
I know that you're wondering now if you or the people beside you are in fact psychopaths. Tonight, you have learned a lot about yourselves and other people, and you're probably wondering about all the past experiences you've had. Do they compare? Do they actually have the characteristics of a psychopath? Well, I'll leave you with the rest of your life to figure that out in this place called the Psycho Zone.
I was on the editing team to help put together the paper. You guys have back there.
Jason Denton, and I was part of the dating game set design.
Tim Kwok, I'm in the video team, so.
Keita Wallace, the video team.
Jason Tolliver, the video team.
Andy Walker, set design, dating game team.
David
Script-
Brooks.
script
the
writer.
Script writer.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. David Brooks, I'm on the video team.
Shanice Simmons, video as well.
Justin Brooks, the dating game.
Angela Mason, I started out on the editing team, helping with the paper. Then, of course, I was chosen to be the Bachelorette. Duh. So.
I wrote the part with her in mind.
Yeah.
So I didn't have anyone else perform.
Alright, Monique Gardner, I was part of the dating team.
Kyle Hernandez, video, world famous reporter.
Brian Burke, I was part of the editing team. And he also designed the cover for the paper.
Okay.
Drew it, actually.
And Jonathan Stewart, I was part of the editing team, and Project Panther.
Project
Project Panther.
He's part of